Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Rashid Ishaq, and you have been watching my YouTube channel. Uh, as maybe you have already watched the video of Ruben traveling with me to the Sargoda and enjoying the beauty and the city, the culture, the food. So again, today I have Robin with me, and we are going to do a Q&A session with Robin. I will ask him about his experience in Pakistan and what he feels.
Okay.
So, first thing first, Robin, welcome to this video. And I will like you to introduce yourself to the people so they can know who you are.
Okay, sure. My name is Ruben. Some people know me as Ruben Taluja or Robin. On the internet, I go by Adventure Attitudes. I'm a full-time traveler. I've been traveling non-stop for the last 2 years, and in my life, I had the absolute privilege of visiting 53 countries. When I go to countries, I go there to volunteer and work as an English teacher and really integrate and understand what the local culture is about. So that's me.
Wow, that's great. Okay, what inspired you to visit the Pakistan?
Well, I mean, there's multiple parts to it. I want to visit every country in the world, so that includes Pakistan. That's just the thing. So I want to visit every country in the world, including Pakistan. Secondly, is that like I have kind of like a DESI background, so there's a fascination with Pakistan.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes,
You have a Desi background?
yes, yes.
How?
So my mother was born in India. She is Indian. Oh, she's Dutch right now because she married my dad.
Okay.
And my grandparents actually were born in what today is called Pakistan.
Okay. In which city of Pakistan?
My nanny is from Sargoda, and my nanu is from Sialkot.
Yeah, Robin is visiting Sargoda because his grandmother was from here,
Yes.
and his grandfather was from Sialkot, another city of Pakistan. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice to know.
I'm Punjabi actually.
You have actually Punjabi roots.
Yes, but everybody thinks that I'm Pathan.
You have relatives in India.
Yes, all my mother's family. She's 1 out of 7, so 5 siblings live in India with all their families. And my mother's, my nanny had like 2 brothers, 2 sisters. So everyone, all their children, everyone is there.
Everyone is there. Oh,
Yes.
that's great. So you have visited India
Yes, 3 times.
3 times.
Or 4, I don't remember. You shouldn't count in life, right?
Okay. The next question for you is, how does Pakistan compare to your expectations?
To my expectations. No, it really outdid it. I think I was maybe a little bit nervous coming here with a background of both Indian, and my family also adheres to Hindu religion.
Okay.
But I've received nothing but kindness and hospitality, and it's outdone it in such an overpowering way. Like I'm saying it right now, and I feel like this is like the standard question, but like it's sometimes even yesterday, it's gotten me emotionally like so impactful, like how well I've been treated here.
Yes, if I tell you guys, when yesterday Robbins reached to the city, he was literally crying.
Yes,
And
yes,
he's
yes.
trying right now to
Yeah,
cry.
no, it's just it's just been very emotional, like I almost feel like I had like a new home, and that's a word that I don't take lightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Robin, what has been your favorite experience in Pakistan so far?
My favorite experience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the hospital. I mean, it's everything. It's really hard to narrow it down to one thing. I mean, I've seen so many different things. I think the whole variety. Like I stay with people from a very humble background. I stayed with people who are like, scheduled caste. But then I also went to like these, I call it paise wala events.
Yes.
And I think that variety of seeing the real Pakistan with the humble people, but also the bubble of which people have it very good. I think everything in between, I think that is what makes for me Pakistan. Like I've been here for so long, right?
How many months?
I've already been here 3 months and I have almost 2 months to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how many cities you have visited here?
I've visited most cities, I would say. I think by the time I leave, I would have seen, experienced on a very teaser way, maybe 80% of places.
80% of places, even I have not seen the 80% of places in Pakistan.
I think very few Pakistanis experience the real beauty and see for what it is. I think a lot of my Pakistani friends and people, they love to leave the country, and I want to show people both inside Pakistan but also outside Pakistan how beautiful this country is, and there's a lot of ground to cover.
Oh, thank you. Knowing that you have roots from Pakistan and India too, I would ask you, what do you think are the biggest cultural differences between India and Pakistan?
I mean, there's a couple of small things that I like to point out. Like when I arrived in Islamabad, well, first of all, I was like, where am I? It didn't feel like I was in South Asia. But then when I went to Rawalpindi, I was like, oh, okay, I'm in South Asia. But I think there's a couple of small differences. The small difference is like when you walk on the streets, you don't see as many Hindus, right? Because Pakistan is predominantly Muslim. People wear more sherwal kameez, which somehow I convinced you to do today. So these are kind of differences, and you don't see as many females on the street as in India. So these are very visible differences. Then there's smaller things, like in India you don't see like gosht hanging out on the streets, sometimes maybe with flies on it. So in India you see that less because it's more vegetarian. I think then when it comes to like more cultural differences, like I think the biggest one is the segregation of females. It's such a visible thing, and it's also like really deep rooted in that women don't appear to the front of a house when people have guests, even if they maybe come over the floor for more than 10 years. I think that's a very big difference, at least for me, visible, because I only have always been in India with my family. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who also observe that, but that's not the way that I've experienced it. I think also another thing is I feel like India has already much more found its identity with religion, and it feels like Pakistan is really much trying to find their identity of what role Islam is playing in people's life. I think a lot of people have more like a secular background, but to the outward world they maybe present themselves as being more religious. Try to keep a bit on the surface there.
Okay. If I ask the same question for cultural difference between Netherlands and Pakistan.
It's a different.
These are the two different worlds.
Yeah, different dunya, different planets. I mean, the hospitality thing is the main thing. Pakistan, but also countries like Turkey and India have this deep-rooted sense of hospitality, which you will not see. I've been treated like a mehman throughout Pakistan, and when it comes to like doing couchsurfing, how we met, you know, when it's in Europe, people would not give you the key, people would not give you khana so fast. Maybe they will give a little bit of their time. There's always nice people in Europe who do it, but I think in Pakistan it's like a given. People will pay for everything. This is, I think, alien almost in Europe, this concept. Yeah. I think another thing that I kind of avoided, but I will just mention it once shortly, the difference between Pakistan and India and the Netherlands is the most painful point, which is the education and economy. But I don't want to talk too much about that.
Okay, moving forward to the next question. What has been the most challenging aspect of traveling in Pakistan?
Try to do it alone. I love hitchhiking, and people don't allow it. They're like, take a bus, go with the car. I want to hitchhike, so that has been a struggle to hitchhike, because everybody says take a taxi, take a bus, and because I want to cover so much ground, hitchhiking can be very quick, but it can also cost time. And every time I'm trying to go to the next destination, like DESI, so I haven't been able to hitchhike, which is the biggest struggle.
Okay, what advice would you give to someone who is planning to visit Pakistan for the first time?
Go. Don't worry about it. It's a very safe country. I feel safer here than in many places in the United States or United Kingdom. And just go. If you are a bit nervous, you can stick to what 95% of people is doing. Go to Islamabad, Gilgit-Baltistan, maybe add Lahore. But if you're a little bit more adventurous, I've been here. I've been to almost every corner of Pakistan. I've never felt any tensions. I've never felt unsafe. So any advice I can give to you is just go. It's extremely safe, extremely comfortable. It's very hospitable, insanely good food. So just don't hold yourself back and listen to media that is telling real stories but only negative stories. I've traveled solo 10 days alone to Balochistan. I'm traveling alone. I've basically traveled alone from Kalash, which is in the upper north, to Karachi, and anything between let's say Quetta and Kartarpur. Everything has been really a breeze, actually. I faced much more difficulties in other parts of my travel, and even in Europe. Like when I was in Wales or in Cyprus, it was much harder to get around than in Pakistan.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, Mr. Robin, what food have you enjoyed the most in Pakistan?
I think this is a bit of a double-edged sword. I think a lot of people, when people are angrez, when foreigners are coming, everything is new, right? For me, it's really hard to find the difference between Indian and Pakistani food. There's different kitchens in India, but not between Pakistan and India per se. Punjabi food is Punjabi food, which I enjoy the most, which is very spicy. But I also like the food in Balochistan. My Pakhtun friends had the keema, was really good. In Sindh, I love the bee pakoda, which is like a lotus root. I don't think you've heard of it.
I don't know.
Yeah, so bee pakoda in Sindh is very good. And then when you go to the northern areas, you get much more kind of like Central Asian food, Kyrgyz food. So for people who like that, so every corner has their own things. But I like spicy food. So for me, I'll make a choice here. Lahore is the place.
Lahore is the place of food.
For me.
For you?
Yes, because I like mirchi too much.
You like mirchi too much?
Yes, too much.
Okay, if I say you to specify one spicy dish, which you have liked the most?
I don't know, like I think people want you to say biryani, but I just like when people make, like, you know what I like the most actually? The most what I enjoy, what I eat the most is when I have like a very oily paratha with chola and maybe anda. Very simple, but that I enjoy the most.
Okay. How have the people of Pakistan treated you as a foreigner?
They don't treat me as a foreigner. The fun part with me is because I look Pathan, wherever I go, people actually are not that interested unless I really make an effort to play Angrez and to speak English. So then they are so interested, so kind. But for me, my kismat is because I blend in too well. Nobody actually cares about me. I can travel alone for 200 kilometers with anybody talking to me, which is nice. It makes it very chill. I think Pakistani people are so interested in Angrez that it can be a bit zyada. But for me, I have the benefits of both worlds. So the treatment has been exactly what I wanted. I get all the love and care when I want it. And when I want my peace, I also get it. You know, like sukoon, I think is the word.
Yeah, you have blended in very well. You are having a DESI dress and topi on your head, and whenever you want, you can play Angrez. Eh?
But I almost feel I have to play it because if I'm just myself and I talk my Gulabi Urdu, even then they're kind of like, oh, he's probably Pathan who's struggling to speak Urdu. So it's interesting because when I'm in India, when I was younger, nobody would treat me like a local, never. Maybe it was also the way I carried myself. I was walking a bit searching. So maybe now when I go to India, people will also treat me like a local. But for me, it's been an insane difference that here, everybody thinks I'm a local. And from my experience as a younger guy, traveling always with family, I was always treated like Angrez. And I prefer the local way.
But you prefer the local?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Have you have you had the chance to learn any Urdu or other local languages while in Pakistan?
Well, I learned like mani, which is food, and I think my Urdu, Hindi, I see it as the same language. I think it's a political divide, but I know some people like to argue the difference. I think it's been a bit rusty, but now after 2 months, like the last month, I feel like I'm adding more words, but because everybody speaks such good English here, I wish my Hindi Urdu would have been better to where it is right now. So this is not very good on me. I should speak more Urdu and do my best. At least I dress the part, but I don't talk the part yet.
Okay, what has been your favorite mode of transportation in Pakistan?
I like to travel by bike, yeah, or in drive, and I like to travel by rickshaw. I don't like to travel by bus. They're very comfortable, the buses here, but I prefer a hitchhike or a simple rickshaw.
Why don't you prefer the bus?
It's too comfortable. I think when we are in a situation of discomfort, it's when we grow. Like I said, I make an effort to see real Pakistan, and well, I have a lot of friends who are living in this bubble of having privilege and money. I came to realize that this is an insanely small group. It's the ones that you meet abroad, it's the ones that speak English the best, that have the best jobs. But I like to be with the simple people also. I know that's something that a lot of people don't understand, but for me it makes me more connected with what a country is about. And traveling by rickshaw is the way that you travel with these people.
Okay, what has been your most challenging experience in Pakistan so far?
I can't really think of anything. No, nothing. I feel it's a mindset, and I think maybe if something challenging happens, I move on from it. I think one thing that was challenging, I was in Dera Murad, and I wanted to go to Quetta, and my friends there, they were like Baloch, but more Seraiki, Sindhi Seraiki, and they were very worried. So I think it's very challenging to deal with people being worried about the places that I'm going. Then they said, please don't go, you know, like and love to them, the people in Quetta and Dera Murad, they treated me so well. They're like family to me. But like my Ammi there, she was like talking very like a DESI Ammi, like, oh, I can put a chaku and kill myself. The idea that I will not survive of you going. So it's very challenging to deal with that. I still went. Even the Taya went to talk to me and say, Ruben, we are so concerned. So it's hard because you don't want to be like rude and look like you know it all before. But in the last 2 years, I've heard always, don't do it. It's unsafe. And the reason that I still do it is the reason that I've been able to experience the beautiful world. But then when I was in Quetta, people said, don't go to Khuzdar. And eventually I took a bus there, and that's a big challenge because I really wanted to go. And I kind of feel that even though there's a security issue in Balochistan, these people don't wake up every day and say, we want to do bad. This is every country I've going to. But it's a challenge to deal with the people who are local who worry about you. But even now, up next, I am planning to hitchhike from Peshawar to Kabul. And I know it will be challenging because people will tell me not to go, and that's a challenge to deal with actually.
Yeah, when you enter in Asia from Turkish will say you don't go Iran will say you don't go Pakistan will say you don't go India.
It starts in Croatia. Yeah. Croatia, don't go to Serbia. Serbia says don't go to Albania, don't go to Greece, don't go to Turkey, don't go to Kurdistan, don't go to the Arab world. It continues until you are in Japan, I feel.
And eventually you will finish in Japan.
Yes, yeah, inshallah, I will make it there. But I think the point of the message is the world is really so much beautiful than the media who talks about real stories is letting out to be. I think what a lot of people lack is perspective. We only talk about the worst stories of the worst place. And Balochistan, for example, I talk a lot about it because they have more eyes on it. I feel in Balochistan, I honestly feel if one guy would come in with a knife to do an armed robbery, everybody will talk about it because all the international media is ready to talk about these stories. If this happens in Amsterdam, nobody will talk about it.
Yes. Okay, speaking of perception, I will ask you, how has your perception of Pakistan changed since you arrived in Pakistan?
No, I like what I said.
I think you have already explained this.
Yeah, I get emotional. I really, really love Pakistan, and I've been to 53 countries in my life, and yeah, it would definitely be top 1, 2. So even I, as somebody who's open-minded, who tries to make his own opinion, even I carry the bias of the media, especially when it comes to like Pakhtun people. And those are, I beg to say, if you look at Pakistani, Indian, like Hindustani people, they are the kindest, and then people, Turkish people. But I almost feel like Afghani people, Pakhtun people are the only few people who are even nicer than that. And that is a perception that has changed. I do want to give one plug. People in the Levant, so in Syrian people, Palestinian people, Lebanese, Jordan people are up there on the same level with Afghani people, I think, yeah. But this is something I didn't know before, so that's definitely a perception that has changed.
Okay, and lastly, I would like the audience to like the videos, go to his channel and subscribe his channel. He will tell you the name of his YouTube channel.
Yeah, the name of the channel is Adventure Attitude, and I also want to give a big thank you to you for giving me this stage. I really want the word to go out in the world. Everything that I say is just genuine. You can see I don't think about my answers. I think that Pakistan has terrible marketing, especially in America, but also in India. I never expected coming here as somebody with an Indian background how much love I got and how much treatment, and I really want the word to get out. And I really wish for Pakistani people, whenever they visit India, that they would even get 50% of that treatment, because it's really needed. I think what these countries need the most is healing and built on their nation. A lot of people are benefiting from two countries who are brothers, who share everything. 3.5, maybe 4,000 years of history to be fighting each other. And I think if these countries would unite, I think that's what the whole world is afraid of, because we would be stronger than anything.
Okay guys, do go to his channel and watch his videos. Also like this video, subscribe my channel. If you ask anything, write in the comment section below. I hope we will answer your all questions.
And inshallah, I'll be back one day. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best. Thank you for doing the great work.
Thank you very much.